Hi everyone, welcome back to SGTV. We've got our very special guest Cathy joining us once again. So today I wanted to ask you, Cathy, about, with the electrical industry constantly moving in terms of technologies and legislation, all that type of thing, how do you find it's best and easiest for you to sort of keep up with everything?
Did you mean like in terms of the regulations or
A bit of everything really, in terms of the products themselves, how they're always developing and changing, and with regards to the regs, because that's an ongoing thing. So I mean, just how do you do it basically?
So with products, I suppose it's just a matter of seeing stuff that's new. The wholesalers are quite good at putting stuff like on their counter that's new and different. I do sometimes read like the Electrical Installer magazine and other ones and just look at the advertisements and things like that. I suppose it's if you're going to do a job where you need something that's a bit different. I like it if a customer has got like a specification and there's a certain product they want to use that I've not seen before, because then we can get to have a look at that. So like an example, somebody wanted a wireless alarm fit in, and so we looked into that and went on to some Texcom training, which was manufacturer training, to go and learn how to use them alarms, how to fit them, and so that was a really good way to keep up to date with that. And then, like I say, if there's stuff in the wholesalers, they're usually generally quite good at explaining how stuff works, how it's fit. They seem to be quite up to date with things like that. We did some training recently with Surge, who make surge protection devices, and that again ties in with the regs. So they came out and explained how they want their products fit, how you select a product for that installation, and that was just from me meeting her at a tool show and saying, the girls have talked about this, but they're not 100% sure how it works or why you use it, and would you come out and show us? So she just came for a job where we were fitting some of their products, and she went through it all with us, which was great. So yeah, I guess I'm really fond of looking at manufacturers for their training. Some of the stuff that you've been talking to me about this morning with your cameras and stuff, I like to know from a manufacturer's point of view how they want stuff fitted, where they'd recommend it best. And then in terms of the regs and training, I've done quite a bit of training with Trade Skills for You. They're really good, I'd say, for people who aren't just wanting to do an apprenticeship, who want to do other courses, for example, like just a pat testing course on its own, or maybe a fire alarm, an emergency lighting course alone, right? If you want to increase your knowledge in a specific area rather than just like a general electrical course, then courses like that I found quite good. And then I did my 18th edition with them, so what you find is that once it comes out, nobody books, and then when it comes up to where it's got to be implemented, everybody books. And then you have to wait till after. So I did mine just after it came in January. Yeah.
Do you ever find it can be difficult though to sort of get your head around either a new product or a new legislation, thinking, how do I do this?
Yeah. So with some stuff, like a lot of the new smart stuff that's come out, like a customer, this is a good example. A customer he'd bought this Bluetooth box, and it controlled whatever you wired into each output, it controlled on an app. And when he first was on about it, I was like, oh God, I've not looked at that. And sometimes it's a bit like, oh, I don't want to do that, because you don't know how to do it, and your gut feeling is, oh God. But then once you've had a look at something and had a go with it, it was so simple and straightforward. You just wired the input and then 4 outputs, and then downloaded an app on his phone, and then it had a 4-way clicker button thing that did each thing. And it was, it was really easy. I think a lot of modern technology is so user-friendly. I think reading instructions is so important, because usually has got something really key that you need. I went to a job the other day, a guy wanted his electric gate to open and close before he took it apart and powder coated it and put it up and then fixed it down properly. And he was reading the instructions over and over, and he was missing one word or something. And when I sat and read it, just a fresh pair of eyes reading it slightly differently, was the key. So yeah. But yeah, no, I think mainly with the new smart stuff, the main thing is there's such a wide range. The last tool show I went to, there's 7 different stands, all with different smart lighting, smart stuff, and everyone had a slightly different way that it works. And I think that can be a bit daunting, because if you learn one, then you go to another, it's so different. If you get familiar with a product, it's easy to kind of say, right, we'll just stick with that. And obviously you don't learn more about new stuff. So
do you think that a lot of maybe older generations might steer clear from the newer technologies and newer products, which might give younger electricians a sort of an avenue to work in, so to speak?
Yeah, because I think you fit what you like, you fit what you're comfortable with. Like when we do our house, I want it all to be the most modern and up-to-date stuff, but I'm so rubbish with all the smart stuff, because I've not had that many customers who've wanted it, and because I don't know about it, I've not put it to them very often. So I suppose like maybe not if you're older, but more if you're just less tech savvy. Like I'm not a massive fan of like doing everything off your phone, because I spend so much time on my phone replying to messages for work and stuff like that, that to put my phone down is nice. Whereas some people are really like if you go to a house and, you know, their 14-year-old kid can probably work their smart lighting better than I could, because, you know, that's what they, you know, they enjoy doing, or that, you know. So I think it's definitely, if you've got it in your house and you've had a go with it in your house, then you're much more likely, or it's something you're into, you're much more likely to go for that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Do you find you have to invest, you know, paying for extra courses to keep on top of things? Not just your necessary ones like your regs, but, you know, in terms of, you know, new technologies, do you find you have to invest in that?
I don't know. It depends really. I suppose I did some extra courses for fire alarms and emergency lighting, which was kind of more sort of a regs course because I wanted to do some work in the area. For modern technology, I did the car charging course. Again, that's, I suppose, sort of regs, but a bit more to do with more modern stuff. But you've always got to pay for something. So if you're not, like, I've had instances where I've had to buy a product to fit it, like at home or whatever, to see how it works, because I know I've got a job that wants it, or I know that it's going to be key coming up. Like I bought some Wi-Fi light switches that I still sat on shelf to have a go at them, but yeah, I think maybe less training and more like actually forking out for stuff and having a go with it and seeing how it works before. Or, you know, if I've got somebody that I know that wants something doing it for them, you know, like, and spending a lot more time doing it than what you might normally, so that you get your head around it and
get familiar with
it,
exactly. And the concept of it.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing I've spoken to other electricians about is, you know, the theory that you could easily stick to your bread and butter work of, you know, just gonna do, you know, fit your general sockets and switches, and that's fine. You know, you get your pay for that, or, you know, is it worth going down the route of paying for extra courses and, you know, doing installs that aren't for your everyday electrician?
I don't know. I suppose that's something everyone's got to weigh up for themselves. Like if somebody said to me, for example, with the fire alarms and emergency lighting, they wanted me to quote on it. So I said, well, if I go and do a course on it, will you have the work for me? And he said, yes. So that's what I did. I went and did the course, and then I was confident in doing what I was doing then. So I suppose I don't tend to just go and do a course and then say, right, like I've seen data cabling courses, and a few times I've thought about doing that. There's some quite short ones that are reasonably cheap. But like, I suppose it just depends if you're getting a lot of work, that's sort of work. I think if you go on a course or something you've never done, it's not as beneficial as maybe if you've had a go at something once, or looked at doing something once and then gone on the course, because you actually have an idea what they're on about then, if that makes sense. Like I did some wireless Texcom alarms. I did one for a friend and then went on the course after and understood what they were talking about with the different stuff, whereas if before I don't think it had been as helpful. But I'm the sort of person who, if somebody rings me with something I don't know how to do it, or I've not worked with it before, then I'll just tell them that it's not something I've done before, but I'd be happy to have a look. And then if I go and have a look and it's not really something that I think I can do, or I need to look into it a bit more, you know, then I'm just quite open with people. I like to learn new stuff, and I don't like to be limited on saying, oh, well, I don't really do that. If it's something that I think I could learn how to do, I'm quite open to learning new products and things like that. So
okay. Well, that's all we've got time for here at SGTV. If you'd like to see more from myself and Cathy, please do like and subscribe, and we'd hope to see you again soon.